Hi everyone, and thank you very much for staying until now, so late on Sunday afternoon and in Greece. It is a real honor to be here today, and really it is a very nice partnership that we have together with the organizers of this event. I'm here to present a survey that we did at the end of last year together with the support of Verticom and so many other partners all across Central and Eastern Europe. But first of all, let me ask you, how many of you are from Thessaloniki? Rise up your hand. Oh, okay, good. So, Aris or Paok? Okay, so football has a lot to do with e-commerce, and you know why? It has a lot to do with e-commerce because some things which are valid for football are also valid in e-commerce, and I will show you right away why. So there are mainly two types of e-commerce retailers. The first ones are like this. They play on e-commerce just like English national team plays football. They have one comfort zone, one channel, one website, you name it. They use one channel and they are quite successful there. But if you ask them to play it a bit different, to look for a workaround or to get out of their comfort zone, they don't feel that comfortable. And the majority of e-commerce websites are like this. Of course, there are other types of e-commerce owners which play it like this. They try to sell everywhere, everyhow, in any possible way, but at the end of the day, they get quite distracted. Why so? Because there is an overwhelming amount of information they should process, they should work with, too many tasks, too many things to do. And especially when we talk about a regional expansion, because this is the topic of our survey today, they get lost. And at the end of the day, they really forget the main goal, which is to make more sales and to sell to more people in more countries more often. So we talk about Central and Eastern Europe because this is the region where Greek e-commerce retailers can easily reach, because it was never easier than now to expand your e-commerce business in other countries. It was not so easy 5 years ago when I first came here. But now it is really, really easy, especially with the legislation point of view and the regulations from the European Union, which are making it a bit easier. Of course, when we talk about European Union, it is never so easy. It is easier. So when we consider the Central and Eastern Europe region, I always suggest to e-commerce retailer to consider it as a single region and as a whole, because there are plenty of people, the distances are not that big, and at the end of the day, you have quite a decent market. Of course, it is less crowded also in Central and Eastern Europe. If you go to Western Europe, if you go to some of the big countries, you will see a real competition. And some of these markets that we will talk about are really underdeveloped markets, and there is a plenty of room to expand and to move and to sell your products. And of course, the e-commerce turnover is growing up, and the growth digits are quite impressive. Compared to Western Europe, we often have double digits growth year over year for most of the country in the region. Let's check them out. You see here how the distribution of the market is in terms of turnover in billion euro and in terms of growth of e-commerce. These are all this data is from the national e-commerce associations. So don't blame me if you think there is something wrong, please. This is the best data that we have at this moment. We cannot find better sources of information. And I want to show you what I think it is quite interesting here. First of all, Greece is the second largest market, which is quite impressive. So congratulations, you have a really good performing market. Also, the growth of Bulgaria, which is just next to Greece, is huge, and it will be huge in the next 5 years. I'm from Bulgaria. This fact for me is quite interesting because Bulgaria is one of the few countries in the region who is expected to have a double-digit growth compound over the next 5 years. That means that at least 10%, but sometimes even more percent, the market will grow continuously. And of course, Serbia. I would put there also North Macedonia, but I just don't have enough data to back up my, forecast for this. These countries are on the focal point of our analysis today, also because we got most respondents from these countries and also from Romania. Let's do something else. Let's take the e-commerce turnover and divide it by the population of each country. And this way, you see something which is even more interesting. Greece is first. If you take this data and apply it by yourself, you will see that the Greek e-commerce turnover per capita is the highest in the region. That means that Greek customers spend most, taken as a person from the population, of course. And the general term general trend, in all this region is that the population in most of the countries drops down organically. The e-shoppers go up. Of course, this is quite normal for underdeveloped markets. The e-commerce turnover, of course, goes up, and the growth goes down, but not everywhere. These are the countries you can expect most in the next 5 years. I told you already about Bulgaria, about Serbia. The potential for growth there is huge, but also Hungary, Slovenia. As I told you, North Macedonia is a bit blurry because of lack of data. They started to collect some more useful data, and I hope that within 1 year I will be able to reveal more information, because we will repeat this survey year after year. So about the survey, we asked 853 e-commerce owners, or no, it is not correct. It is not e-commerce owners, it is people from the e-commerce industry, because not all of them are e-commerce owners. The survey was done completely online. The coverage was Central and Eastern Europe region, but the countries we got most responses from were Bulgaria, Greece, Romania, Serbia. So thank you for your cooperation again for Greece. It is very useful to compare the countries and to see what did they have in common, what are the differences, how do they react, and so on. So the field work, as I told you, was at the end of last year, and we have the report available online. I will show you at the end of the presentation, so all of you can download it, or they can download it from the brochures that we have on our stand here in the expo. So what is the profile? You see, most of them are either reselling products or they are local manufacturers. I mean, they are not part of a big international group. They are strong local manufacturers with good quality products and good brands. Of course, some of them are also importing or distributing the products that they sell online, but this is the big picture. What are the platforms? Surprisingly, custom platforms prevail. WooCommerce is number 2, and they surpass by far Shopify and OpenCart. Peculiarity for the Greek market was that there were many answers with CS card. I know that CS card is quite popular here. But when you take the big picture and in absolute numbers, this is what we got as responses. Even from typically smaller respondents, I mean smaller e-commerce websites, they have invested some money in order to customize and to make their e-commerce website independent on any typical platform, either software as a service or open source. What next? Which are the most popular marketplaces? EMAC is the most popular in the region because they are in 3 countries. They are available in Bulgaria, Romania, and Hungary. They have left the Polish market. They left it to Allegro. And the second in the region is Amazon. Of course, this is not a big surprise. Amazon are quite huge. Scrut is only from the Greek replies, because other merchants from other countries are allowed to sell in Scrut only if they have VAT registration here locally. eBay, of course, another big one. Allegro, Etsy, Mo. Mo already belong to Allegro, but we still keep them separately. And Vivre. Vivre is home decoration. Do you know Vivre here in Greece? Is it popular? Not that much, no. They are in 8 or 9 countries. They are interesting Romanian marketplace. So, cross-border sales. Cross-border means that you ship from one country and the order goes to another country, to a customer in another country. So you see that it is still not quite developed. Only 16% are selling cross-border from all the countries, and only 30% are planning to do so. And for the rest, 54%, I think this is quite a wasted opportunity, because cross-border sales are much easier than you think. You need practically to have the products translated. You don't even need to invest a huge amount of money. You can go to marketplaces, open your merchant account there, and test the market. And based on the information that you get, you can judge on which country you can expand your business. So without investing a huge amount of money or a big fortune, you can have a good understanding on the local peculiarities of the market. And there are many of them, believe me. So challenges, I think this is the most important slide. Which are the big challenges? The first one is courier delivery. Fortunately, we have representatives of very prominent and big courier companies here in Greece, so they can help you out with this endeavor. We can also help in the other countries which are a bit further. Overall management of the process, as I told you, merchants get lost in all the things that they have to think about. Products, labels, especially in cosmetics, labels are important. Returns, order returns, especially in fashion. You know, 20–25% returns is not something unusual in the fashion industry. Translation and localization. My suggestion here would be to start from English, because it is one thing to translate from Greek to English, or from English to, let's say, Bulgarian, and it is totally different to translate from Greek to Hungarian. You will hardly find any cheap solution for this. Number 4 is marketing. Of course, there is always a solution for this. You can either try it by yourself, but again, you will need somebody on a local level to translate your marketing materials, or you can outsource it to a digital agency. And then we have orders fulfillment, compliance, and so on. Orders from many different channels. This is also a common issue, because imagine if you have 5 different marketplaces, and you have to log into each of them in order to manage your orders. Of course, there are already good solutions for this as well. if you're interested, I can tell you more. What are the expectations for last year? It was close to the end of the year, so I think data was quite relevant. 32% expect higher sales by up to 20% compared to the previous year, compared to 2021. 23% expect no change, and there we have several pessimists which said that it will be either a bit lower or much lower compared to the previous year in terms of percentage. So this is the QR code. You can use it in order to download the free report. If you are interested in any specific data, it is totally open data, so you can rely on us that we will send you all the data that you need. In fact, we are doing this in order to get a better understanding on the regional situation, on a national situation, and as we say in the marketing, marketing is simply to ask people what they need in order to sell it to them at a profit. So we need to understand well the market in order to accept and to react to the market challenges and to provide solutions for this. So we will repeat this survey year over year. We will be able to compare a lot of data. I hope that next year, this year, we will be able to have at least 1,000 respondents from all the countries, and it will grow continuously. Of course, we rely on your support as well, because the more data you provide to us, the bigger understanding we will have, everyone will have about the local market. Once again, thank you to the organizers, and of course, a very short story about our business. We have experience in 15 countries. We are part of the French group La Poste, several fulfillment warehouses all across Europe, and we have a solid network of 15 fulfillment warehouses already, which are interconnected, so they can exchange data between each other. We use it for returns management. This is quite important to have these warehouses interconnected. So one single API integration, and you have plenty of your common issues being an e-commerce merchant already solved. So you can really focus on what matters for your business, manage it better, and get more sales in more countries. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here, and if you have any questions, I am at your disposal. These are our contacts. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Hristo. Thanks a lot. Εσύ έχεις ρωτήσει, μισό, αν δεν έχει άλλος. Άλλη ερώτηση? Πάμε λοιπόν.
Hello. I wanted to ask you, you said that Bulgaria is keep rising and asking for more. So how do I promote my product in Bulgaria?
You can do it in two ways. You can either start your own website. For this you will need a bit more help from somebody who can translate your products and so on. Or you can start selling on EMAG, for example. EMAG is the biggest marketplace in Bulgaria. Also, you can, once you have the products translated, you can also move them, depending on the category that you have, you can also move them to Vivre, because Vivre is also available in Bulgaria. Can you spell it? Vivre. EMAG. E-M-A-G. EMAG. Yes, they are quite big. They are part of the Naspers group. Naspers group are the owner of Tencent in China, so they are that big. Quite impressive.
Yeah. Other questions? No. Hristo, thanks a lot.
So thank you.
Thanks a lot. See you again next year.